In 1957, the Prince Motor Company released the first model, soon to be taken, modified, and re-released as the Nissan Skyline GTR. Originally a 4-door or a 5-door station wagon, the two companies merged and soon it was tapered out. The first performance-bred Skyline was unveiled at the Tokyo Motor Show. It was sold as another sedan option, but this time with an impressive 160 horsepower engine. This was astronomical in an era where the average Japanese consumer car was lucky to be pushing 70 horsepower. With the touring car having independent suspension, remarkable handling, and the need to show you it's the real deal. It held a total of 58 victories, 53 in the first 3 years of its fire-breathing life. Next at bat was the R Series. With no one looking at it like the all-star it was, it felt more like a memory to be forgotten. Then the R32 kicked them both in the face, white-knuckled the steering wheel, and went feral. Could the AE86 actually beat the R32? Today we're going to talk about Takeshi Nakazato and his Nissan GTR.
Is he waiting for me to catch up? I could lose him on the straightaway and be done with it, but where's the fun in that? I came here to battle. The race starts as soon as we hit the first corner.
Natural-born driver Takeshi Nakazato was able to see the skill of his next competitor, Takumi Fujiwara, in the Toyota AE86. Running the Nissan Silvia and being given the defeat of his life, he was no longer fast enough.
Damn, I can't pass it. I can get close in the corners, but he loses me in the straightaways. I have better technique as a racer. I know it. How am I losing to this guy?
And with great acceleration control and practice under his belt, he challenged an R32 to the corner. Emotions high, pride on the line. He sends it. Straight into the guardrail. The weight of his car was too much for his tires to handle. His car was not good enough.
With this S13, I can't beat a 3.2 no matter what I do. I was the fastest street racer on Mount Miyogi's downhill, and look at me now. This is pathetic. Losing to a 3.2 that can't even drift.
He had to change. With his new grip-style driving and aggressive attacks, he had gained himself an ego. An ego that the pearl black R32 was ready to fuel. Using the 4-wheel drive system, it let his car go into any corner with insane confidence. And boosted with a twin turbocharged engine, his car was tuned to have a total of 395 horsepower. The only issue is the car's insane weight of 3,300 pounds on these mountain passes.
Well, the 2.6-litre 6-cylinder engine has 2 ceramic turbochargers, which can be tuned to give as much power as your internal organs can handle.
I hear 850 horsepower is as high as you can go.
Thanks to the fitment of several computers, each of which makes a Cray look like a golf ball typewriter, the Skyline's 4-wheel drive system takes the laws of physics and wipes its shoes on them. Its staggering ability to get round corners has made it Japan's best ever race car. And even on the road, you'd have to say, it's nothing short of physically ironic.
For us to compare the AE86 versus the Skyline GTR, we have to take into consideration how hard the car was driven and what gave the grip run such a serious comparison. For me to give you the best information I can, I'm going to be slowing down the pace and explaining a few key items. If you want to see what happens, you can skip class by going to this timestamp here. Simply put, I want to talk about the difference between all-wheel, front-wheel, and rear-wheel drive cars. We'll also go over the engine and tire damage in game. If you'd like to skip ahead, I did place another timestamp for you here. With a little road rug and some Hot Wheels, we're going to be talking about the differences in the front wheel, rear wheel, and all-wheel drive cars real quick to give you guys a simple explanation. First is our little red front-wheel drive car. A front-wheel drive car is best thought as being pulled to their destination. With the weight of the engine on the front tires, this gives extra grip for cars, making it reliable in most weather conditions for families. With the extra grip though in a race, it allows it to dig deeper into any corner. The problem that front-wheel cars can suffer is with understeer. The momentum and the weight of your car can be too much for the tires to bear. You'll want to turn right, but your car is going to go straight. Next is rear wheel. With the rear wheel, the car itself is now being pushed instead of pulled. With the car being pushed when it accelerates, the weight goes onto the back tires, adding more grip. More grip allows it to speed up even faster. The problem now faced is unique. When you go into the corner and you hit the brakes, all of the weight's going to leave the back tires. Now when you try to accelerate, there's a chance it can slip out if you try too hard. This can cause something known as oversteer and cause you to spin out. But by using the oversteer itself and using the accelerator to control the corner with a lot of practice, that is the basic form of a drift. All-wheel drive cars get this blissful mix of the ability to hug a corner like a front-wheel drive and the weight transfer of a rear wheel letting it accelerate comfortably anywhere in the corner. With all-wheel drive cars having increased handling, it becomes increasingly difficult to slide it in a corner. To do so, all four wheels need to lose enough traction to slide, making it risk over reward. Takeshi Nakazato, favoring his new grip driving technique, considers those who drift to be flashy and weak drivers. Most importantly now though, believes a car will not run beyond its capabilities. His biggest flaw is one of character over car. Anger issues and emotions running in his mind as he goes all in with a heavy car. And the distance of Akina, his tires can't handle what he demands.
I've been using the ABS hard and forcing the steering to do what I need it to do. Problem is, it's making the load on the front tires a lot heavier than I'd hoped. This race just got a whole lot harder.
Failing to consider his car's insane weight, he pushes his car into the corners harder than needed.
Pissed. Keep pushing my buttons and you'll find yourself flying off the side of the mountain.
With his anger rising and his driving getting sloppier, Takumi starts attacking from the outside. How many buttons can he push?
Making a move on the outside? What does he take me for, a chump?
Crashing out and losing to the 8-6 near the end. Failure to manage his tires and emotions. He lost to a car 5 years older and a driver 5 years younger. For us to take into account the damage and wear on his car, I should explain the tire damage in Forza first. A big reason the mountain pass could be so hard for larger cars is its weight and momentum gnawing away at the rubber. The friction between the tire and road, the weight, and how much your tire slides all takes into effect how well you can grip the road the longer you go. In Forza, the tire wear is insanely aggressive, with up to 30 miles or 50 clicks before you need to refresh your car, swap them out, whatever you need to do. This is heavily beneficial for us though, going down the mountain instead of over a highway run. I also want to show you guys the body acceleration. If that little line goes over the inner circle, we've officially lost grip. And you truly notice the difference in a corner by 20% of your tire's use. Here, I'll show you the same corner with 0, 50%, and 100% tire wear. Without being able to hug the corner or accelerate at the proper time, this limits both my car and me from being able to have an effortless run. With the first try time attack, the difference in the AE86 without any tire wear gave me a 5-second lead where 2 seconds could be the end of your run. With no damage, I got an incredible 453 on my first try. Yet with tire damage on and the second run, so I had practice, I was still left with a 501. The reason I wanted to explain everything was because the R32 lost from its heavy weight and temperamental driver. With a Togue style race, first to the bottom wins. If the chaser is close enough, another round begins, with the chaser now running like it's cat and mouse, right? Now driving at full speed, he was not far enough to be counted as escaped, right? And it should have continued into a second round. This means the little Toyota was able to keep up with the monster of a Nissan on a mountain pass that has more straightaways than our current test track. Every car has been touched and tweaked by each driver to their own capabilities. A street-level racer would not know how to shave off his frame to lose some more weight. But Nakazato did upgrade his own machine by adding himself a new steering wheel and racing seats, which we used as an additional weight reduction in-game. A high-performance muffler and aftermarket air filter, giving a better complete airflow, letting the car breathe easier and adding more horsepower. If you would like to see a more detailed explanation on parts like this or more, I'll be working with Show and Shine on TikTok doing videos about individual parts. They also have some awesome car clips to check out as well. A link will be in my description below. With the all-wheel drive system, I was able to attack the mountain aggressively for the entire race. I was ripping down the hill and trying to attack the corners I did and essentially destroying my tires. But smashing my brake last second into every corner and running this car hard, the ABS system always caught me and prevented my Skyline from ever locking up. So I never ended up losing traction till the moment I decided to. The end of my grip run, my front tires would be worn about 60%, causing understeer if I was unprepared. My rear wheels would sit in the high 30s, low 40s, surprising me that I still had grip near the end. So like a real driver, I just kept the pedal down and the engine screaming, but I always remained at the edge of control. Since Takumi was challenged in the performance round, I gave him the handicap of being the home court advantage for the driver, receiving a total of 10 runs for the best time in the time attacks, and the challengers just received 3. In the 8.6, I would attack the downhill with a mix of grip and drift, yet no matter what I did, my back wheels would always give out. Near the bottom, it always made it incredibly difficult to do any corner without oversteering. The GTR screaming as it grips the road, flying down the mountain, both middle fingers up and showing you it's the best in town, reached an incredible time of 4 minutes 51 seconds. In the last video with the 8.6, I stopped trying to save my tires for the last couple runs. By realizing I had a lighter frame and I wasn't going to be able to just beat it in an endurance run, I was able to bomb the hill and managed to get a time of 4 minutes and 50 seconds. With just 2 more runs of the GTR, I believe the R32 would win without fail. Being home court of the 8.6, its times are weaker for me overall, which speaks to the insane handling of the GTR. But being home court of Takumi, who drove this every night, rain, snow, or shine, 10 runs gave me the advantage of familiarity. It let me know how the car would handle every corner at any point in my tire's wear. And the lighter frame made it possible for me to hold higher speeds around the bends, letting me keep momentum, and with that additional momentum, just keep my pace better. If the playing field was more even just slightly, the GTR would happily take lead almost every run. Today, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the True Ano is a true beast to be reckoned with as long as you can drive it. But can it hold its newfound win streak? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, give it a share, and remember, go check out Show and Shine on TikTok. I have a link in the description below. As thanks for watching this far, I also did one extra run as a special thank you. I wanted to do one with all of his upgrades. For example, it shows he had a tachometer that went to 11,000 RPM. But it never said his engine got the upgrade to do it, so I feel like it was just clout and he was faking it. But I gave him that upgrade anyways, so he didn't look like a faker. I did that with the rest of the parts I was able to. Then I attacked with a mix of grip and drift for the best, cleanest, and fastest I could go, just one rip down the hill. The upgrade to his cam, the sports computer, the tri-plate clutch, The car now pulls an insane 447 horsepower, and with a proper mixed driving style, I was able to pull an insane time of 4 minutes and 39 seconds, where the AI on Undefeatable averaged 5. The GTR wouldn't lose. We know this.